Alright, we're going to be setting up a DHCP server. It's actually one of the easier things that you're going to have to do. In class, we haven't actually done the proper way, like with the CLI, so I'm just going to show what we've done in class. So imagine you got a number of PCs. Doesn't have to be 2, could be 100. Imagine there's a laptop there. Assuming they're connected to a router, but that doesn't even really apply to what we're doing here. And these are all going to be connected to a switch. So let's put that here. So you have a router that's going to connect to the outside world, hypothetically. Switch that connects everything. Your server. And you got PC, laptop, PC, any number of devices. It really doesn't matter. So the connections, they're obviously going to be copper straight through. You can just do automatic hold control. And just to be thorough, let's go ahead and actually set up this interface real quick. In global config mode. Go to your gigabit interface, IP address. Let's just go with a standard 192.168.1.1. So with that being done, the network would be 192.168.10/24. This is 192.168.1.1. That's going to be imported in a second just to help understand. So now that you have, don't forget to do no shut. Alright, interface is up, everything's good to go. That's your network. The router's IP is right here. Now, to actually set up the DHCP, the way we've done it in class is it's going to be on the actual server. Under services, you'll see DHCP. So we're going to go ahead and turn it on. We can change our pool name to whatever we want. We can change it to DHCP. The default gateway, much like it's been for any time you're setting up a switch or PCs, assigning IP addresses, it's going to be the router. So that's where the 192.168.1.1, the router IP, comes into play. You can do the same thing for the DNS server. And for the starting address, what you're doing here is you're basically excluding certain ranges of IP addresses. So let's say you want to have a maximum of 10 people, and you have the starting IP address of, let's say, 20. The IP addresses is going to assign is starting from 20 and will only allow a maximum of 10 users. So subnet mask 2550. Make sure you save. Whatever. It worked either way. Turn this off. Save. Okay, so the DHCP server has been assigned. Make sure that you actually have an IP address assigned to the server itself. We're going to go with a static one. Since the IP address of the routers are to be assigned, we're just going to go with 2. Default gateway, as I said before, let's just go with the router itself. It doesn't really matter for this example, but let's go ahead and do it. Now, you should have a DHCP server set up. It itself has an IP address. If you look under services, go back to DHCP. I don't know why it's doing that, so let's just go ahead and fix the mistake if it wants to act that way. Just go ahead and copy and paste. And like before, let's do 20 with a maximum of 10 just for this example. Save. Make sure you save. Alright, now that we go to these devices individually and go to IP config, instead of having to assign an IP address, we should be able to click DHCP, and we see that it was successful. And as we said before, we were going to start with 20, and this one starts with 20. That was the laptop. So let's go to the PC, IP config, DHCP 21. So as you can see, our DHCP server has been set up right. And if you really wanted to, you could put 10 devices, and you would have your DHCP server allot IP addresses every single device up to the 11th device, and then it would fail and default. But that'll do it for this one. If we actually go over the proper way, because you can set up DHCP using the router itself, but we've just done how we did this under services. That's what we've been doing in class.